Hey, I want to talk about the benefits of personal development today. I'm going to give a view from 10,000 feet, so to speak, so a high level view, and I'm going to cover three aspects of this. Number one, I'm going to discuss 6 core benefits of personal development, and then secondly, answer the question, why do you need a personal development plan? I'm going to cover 9 summary points on that. And then third, I'm going to talk about some practical recommendations of resources and suggest 3 books that I've read that might help. Hey, this is Brad Krantz. Thanks for joining me. Personal development is about investing in yourself so that you can manage yourself effectively regardless of what life might bring your way. We all know that life isn't always a smooth road, right? Personal development allows you to be proactive. Rather than wait for good things to happen, you get out there and make them happen. It's like the old adage in business. You don't want to wait for the phone to ring. You want to make the phone ring, okay? So number 1 point is self-awareness. Personal development begins with self-awareness. You get to know who you really are, your values and beliefs, and the purpose or purposes that you wish to pursue. And then secondly, a sense of direction. When you have a clear sense of direction, you can eliminate those things that don't take you in that direction. And then thirdly, improve focus and effectiveness. With personal development comes clarity. Even when with an improved sense of direction, there's always going to be multiple distractions vying for your and my attention. And as your personal development improves, you're clearer on your objectives and priorities, and maybe where you need to say yes and where you need to say no. Fourthly is more motivation. So when you know what you want to achieve, it's easier for you to see the benefits of taking action. Even when the task ahead might not be so enjoyable, if you can see a clear benefit, you're more motivated to take the necessary action. I think we've all heard, and there's truth in the old adage, where there's a will, there's a way. And that's what we're talking about. Fifthly is greater resilience. There will be tough times in life. I had my toughest year in 2018, and it was a doozy. They say tough times don't last, but tough people do. But you need to have the skills and attributes to help effectively deal with them. And while personal development can't prevent bad things from happening to you, obviously, but it can help you to deal with them and give you the tools to deal with them when they do. And then sixth is more fulfilling relationships. Relationships are kind of a double-edged sword. They either lift you up or they drag you down. And when you improve your personal development, you find that you're better able to see which relationships are worth investing in and maybe which ones you might need to limit a bit, okay? And you also develop the skills to make the most of those relationships which have the most positive impact on your life. You get around good people, people that are positive, people that are successful. So let's look at point number 2. Why do you need a personal development plan? Well, let me give you a kind of a quick humorous example. Have you ever gone on a holiday or vacation with little or no planning? And if you did, I think instead of having an adventurous or spontaneous journey, you probably ended up frustrated because you needed to plan everything during the journey. You were kind of operating on the fly. You were winging it. It's kind of hard to fully enjoy a trip if you constantly have to think about where you're going to sleep, what you're going to eat, and where you're going to go or what you're going to see. And it's kind of the same with the journey of life, guys. Many people just live life with little or no planning, so it's kind of no surprise when, if we do that, we end up being frustrated or we ask ourselves, how did I end up here? And that's why it's important to prepare a plan in advance. Jim Rohn famously said, and I like this one, he goes, I find it fascinating that most people plan their vacations with better care than they plan their lives. And perhaps that's because escape is easier than change. That might sadly be true. If you don't think and plan in advance, you can easily end up being, angry, frustrated, and not satisfied with your life. And I don't think any of us has a goal or that's our intention, right? So, where to start? Well, there's some important things to consider when creating a personal development plan. Obviously, you've got to define your goal or your goals. What's important to you? Which new skills might you need to work on or develop? And do you have a dream? What dreams do you want to accomplish? Okay, that's a big one. And then prioritize. If you've written your goals down, then which one or which ones are most important? Those are going to be the key goals that you want to focus on. And then you have to set a deadline. We've all heard it said, but if you have a goal and you don't know when you want to achieve it, chances are it's never going to happen. Okay? And then you've got to understand your strengths. Everyone in the world is good at something and has above average skills or strengths in some specific areas. So what are your key strengths? John Maxwell has said you've got to play to and build and develop your strengths, not your weaknesses. Then you've got to recognize threats to your opportunities. And what we're talking about here is your current behaviors and habits. They can either support or not support you on your achievement of your goals. Which habits or actions are threats to your goal achievements? Do you need to limit spending time at the bar, or maybe not watch so much TV, something like that? Then develop new skills. You got to figure out, take you from the place where you are to the place where you want to be, and you might need to develop some new skills on that. If you want something, you've got to give something in return. There's a cost involved. Then you've got to take action. If you want to achieve a big goal, there's going to be many actions you need to take. And then you've got to get support. Who can help you achieve your goals faster? Well, I'd suggest you find your upline mentor, but that's also what the 3LE team here is for and about, is to support you. And then you want to measure your progress. The best motivator to stay persistent in achieving goals is your own progress, even if it's just a little progress. Okay, so thirdly, here's some resources that I want to share with you real quick. 3 books I've read. There's obviously many others out there, but one is by Ed Milet, Max Out Your Life, Strategies for Becoming an Elite Performer. This is probably one of the shortest 92-page power pack books that talk about getting your mindset right. It's a great read. And the other one is an updated version, John Maxwell's Developing the Leader Within You 2.0. It obviously focuses on leadership, but he's got a whole chapter on self-discipline and personal development too. So I think it's an excellent all-around resource for personal development. I certainly highly encourage it. And then thirdly, being in a business with people, we've got to have people skills, right? I think people skills tend to be undervalued and overlooked, particularly in the corporate world. But the art of people, 11 people skills that will get you everything you want. You've got to be able to work effectively with people and deal with them. And I think our mentor, Calvin Becerra, is a master at that. You can also take advantage of podcasts or YouTube nowadays. You know, you can get John Maxwell, Ed Milet, Jack Welch, Brian Tracy, Jim Rohn, etc., just to name a few. These guys are all have their own podcasts, or you can look them up and watch their YouTube videos. So I hope this has helped you in pursuit of your personal growth. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.